Hello everyone, welcome back to another weekly forex market analysis and review. Right, in the course of this analysis I'm going to talk about two setups that I mentioned last week. I'm going to talk about how the GBP NZD missed trade and also the losses are incurred on NZD CHF. So do stay tuned to the end of this video. Right, so as usual we'll be starting with what we discussed last week and see how they played out before we look at the pairs we'll be watching out for this week. Right, so let's get started. Now on Euro AUD, I mentioned last week that if although price broke structure here and pulled back into the zone, and sold off, right? So it didn't give me an entry, so I was expecting, and maybe if price will not take out this low, price will pull back into the zone. Taking out this high, I will look for my sell setup, but price came into the zone. This was that high that I marked, the first reset, the first retest, and we'll see what happened here. Price actually dropped and broke another structure, so I wasn't expecting price to come back to take out this low before going back. So taking out this low, price violated the setup, so it was no longer valid to sell. That is for Euro AUD. Please take note, anytime I give a setup, once I'm expecting price to pull back to a zone and price decide to drop down and break another structure, that zone will no longer be valid. Right, so this is when it got okay, this GBP NZD that I said I was going to explain. So on GBP NZD, okay, the screenshot for the before is not here, but on GBP NZD I was expecting price. If you check my last week video, you will see when I mentioned it. So I was expecting price to come back into the zone, then I will sell. Right, so this is what happened. I missed this entry. It gave me a setup, gave me an entry on 1 minute time frame, but I missed it because I was not on the chart then. Right, so price pulled into it and I opened my 15 minutes, 5 minutes and 1 minute to start looking for entry, but the 1 minute gave me a setup. This is what happened. So price, this was already inside the zone, so price gave this high, dropped down with these two candles, this bearish candle and this bullish candle. It was formerly bearish at this point before it pulled back and took out this high with a pin. This is on 1 minute time frame. Then after that it dropped to break this low. Then that was when I was expecting to take an entry from here, but at this point when this happened I was not on the chart, so I saw it when price has already dropped below this level. Right, so price, this was the entry and price pulled to this level and started dropping, giving about 26 pips on GBP NZD. So I missed this entry. So this was just this on the 1 hour time frame. This was just this move. That was just this move. So pull back and continue to the upside. Right, then on NZD CHF last week we discussed that, well, after price broke this structure, it pulled back to this level. Price was already on this zone when I was doing the review last week, so I was expecting price to give me an entry for me to buy, and this is what happened. So price came here, dropped here, and decided to consolidate for a while. Right, so on the 15 minutes time frame, it took out this other block, it broke below it. Right, then I opened my 5 minutes and 1 minute time frame. So on the 1 minute time frame, I saw this after this all this consolidation, price got here. See, we had a low here, it pulled up a bit, came down with these two bearish candle and took out this low with just a pin. So my expectation was for price to come back here, took out this high, break above this high, then as price pulled back to this order block, then I was going to buy NZD CHF. So price actually came into the order block and I bought, right? So it was somewhere here or before this level. So price came back. So we're looking at we are at this point where price, this is just the 5 minutes time frame. Let me see if I can get that on the 1 minute time frame. Yeah, answer this CHF. If I have not taken it out, okay, so this was it. So this is where I was looking at. So after this lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, this lower low, right? So price took out this low with just this pin and moved out, taking out this high. So I was expecting price to come here so that I'll take my buy, which I did. So I actually took my buy here. So my stop loss was far below here and price continued to consolidate, right? So on the 5 minutes time frame, when price came and I took my entry here, it dropped to this point, then pulled back into the zone again, then into this level again, then drop again, taking out this high, this low rather, with just this single candle. Then after that it pulled above. So now I was expecting price to break above this high, then probably I'll come and take my entry here on this under block on the 5 minutes time frame. So after the setup on the 1 minute time frame, price actually gave another setup on 5 minutes time frame. So when price traded away like this, I was expecting price to come back, then I'll take another entry on this other block. So price actually came back. You see, price came back and tapped on that 5 minutes order block. Although this was price was already out of my going out of my trading time, but I took this entry. I still took it. Then I was stopped out. So I had two entries, and together they were minus 8 pips. That is minus 4 pips each for each entry. So that was how I got a loss on the NZD CHF. Right. Then I also mentioned that on AUD USD I'll be looking for buy entry if price will get to these zones, and this was what happened. So price came into these zones with force, with an impulsive move. So it didn't give me any entry on AUD USD. So I will also want everyone to know that I do not just take entry when price gets to the zone. I wait at the lower time frame for reversal pattern. In case of buy, I look for bullish pattern. For sell, I look for bearish pattern before I take the entry. Do not just jump into taking the trade. So AUD USD didn't give me any entry. Then those were the setup, the pairs we discussed last week. Then in the course of the week, I saw a very nice setup on NZD card here, where price had been on a downtrend, and at this point price pulled back to this bearish order block. Then at this point took out this high with such a force and dropped down. immediately, breaking this structure or creating a market structure shift. So I was expecting price to come back to this other block created here for a sell to the downside. Then on Friday last week, price actually tapped into that other block and dropped that back to this other block. So those were the setups and trade for last week. It was not much happened last week on my side. All right, so let's look at what we have for this week. Right, so this week I've seen two pairs that I'll be watching on the 1 hour time frame. Right, so the first one is CAD CHF. Now you see we had a break of structure here. The price gave a higher low, then right now price has also broken a structure. So here we had a higher high, a lower low, then a higher high and a higher low. Currently we are already having another higher high, so I'm expecting that price will come back to this other block or this one. So if price gets to this other block, I'll look for bullish setup and buy CAD CHF. But if this other block did not hold, I will wait for price to get to this second other block, then I will look for a bullish setup to buy CAD CHF. The second pair I will be looking at is Euro CAD. Euro CAD, you can see we had a higher high here, we now had a higher low, then from there, so higher high, higher low, lower high, lower low, we now had a lower high here. Currently this is a lower low. So if price will pull back to this zone or this, then I'll look for sell setup to sell Euro CAD and as market opens at the end of today. Right, so those are the two pairs I'll be looking for now. If I have any other setup, I will also post to the Telegram group. The link to my Telegram group is on the description of this video below. So if you find these videos meaningful, please do well to subscribe to this channel and turn on the notification bell to be alerted anytime I upload a new video. Right, I wish us all a successful week as we trade.